What makes you think I can't fit in a car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car, so I gotta order another Lyft?
Yeah. And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
What I got to do with your tires?
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Because I've tried before.
Huh?
Because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL, it's called.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
Then I'm really sorry.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. I'm very, very, very happy and excited to do this with you.
Well, thank you for agreeing to do this.
Well,
And
we wanted to
so,
do it. We wanted to do it last year, and so we weren't able to do that.
well, it's taken us a while well, for me to figure out how to do it. So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah,
we're not the 15 and 17-year-olds, and it takes us a bit more, but we're bad bitches because we get it done. We are doing it. So yeah, I didn't mean to curse, but
it's like
it kind
Arlen
of,
said, we're running circles around the rest of them, she said.
well, I don't know about running circles, but I know I'm doing things that I just never thought that I would be able to do. So
Yes.
anyway, tell me what we're going to talk about, this unfortunate situation that happened, or maybe it's fortunate. We don't really know. We had, I guess it depends on how you look at it. And before anybody wants to say, well, how can they talk about it? We're both very qualified to talk about the overweight situation because we've both been in the overweight situation. Uh, you've had your operations. I've also had my gastric bypass. I've also had my knees replaced, both of them. So when I'm gone, my knees will still be here. I always joke because they're made of titanium. And so I think, yeah, we're more than qualified to have a comment or have an opinion, even though I don't. Let's dive a little bit into this situation. You already made a video about it.
Yes.
And did you get backlash from that video? How did people respond?
I got nothing but positive from it.
That's great.
Well, everybody, I think they appreciated the fact that I was reaching out to her because I understand, we understand a lot of that. I was almost 400 pounds, so I was probably a lot heavier than you ever were. But she said she was 580, and
Yeah.
then but
Well,
I was hoping
we should say who we're talking about, right?
Dank Demoss, the rapper
Oh,
Dank
okay.
Demoss,
Dank Demoss,
Deja.
right. Okay.
Okay, I'm
To the
sorry.
lift.
Yeah.
I saw the video. I don't mean to cut you, but I saw the video. I thought he was quite a gentleman about it. Um, Unfortunately, we're all when those things happen, you're always going to feel a bit slighted. It's like walking into the boutique store because you want to buy something. Say, well, we don't have your size here. And the immediate thing for me is like, well, how do you know I'm not buying something for my daughter, my mother, my cousin? How do you know what I'm buying? I didn't ask you anything yet. So that you can get a bit, and even if she had gotten in, my question is, would she have been able to use the seatbelt?
Yeah, that's what they said. She wouldn't have been able to use the seatbelt unless they had an extension, and most of the guys don't carry extensions. But yeah, I agree with you. I thought he was being very nice, and all
Yeah.
he said, and she evidently, it seems like from the Breakfast Club interview that we watched, it seemed like she knew about these XLs already, and that knew that she
Well,
could
of
order
course she
them, but
has to know.
she didn't want to pay extra. I guess it cost
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, of course.
She
We
wanted
pay,
to,
you want more, you are more, you have to pay more.
yep,
So that kind of comes with the territory, doesn't it? You want an
yeah,
extra cheese on your hamburger, you have to pay more for it, you know.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I watched those videos that you sent me, those links, that information, and I've got mixed thoughts about her because she seems like she goes in and out of personalities for me, and she seems like a very educated girl. She does have the control of speaking. She knows how to speak. She knows how to
Mhm.
formulate what she wants to say. She knows how to get her point across. She knows perfectly how to dodge the bullet, dodge the, you know, the questions that she does not want to answer. So, you know, I as an artist, yeah, apart from being an overweight person in my life, also an artist. So I can really relate to a lot of things. But mind you, being that I live in Europe for so long, my perception of what goes on in America is very different. Some of it's very cloudy. Some of it's very, you know, I come from the old school of uh, of art. You know, I learned from the masters. So what
Mhm.
I see going on now in America for me is very disheartening. I don't like it at all. A lot of it. I won't say all
In
of it.
in what way? What do you mean?
Just the whole presentation of us as artists. I don't think that everything goes. I don't think that there's no holds barred. I don't think that you just do anything. You know, I you have to remember what you're doing now. Somebody will see it 50 years from now. And I personally, you know, your reputation precedes you, and what
Mhm.
people see precedes you. And you know, I always said, you know, I have a daughter, and I always said to myself, Michelle, don't do something that you wouldn't want your daughter to see, you know, or you wouldn't want your mother to see, you know.
Right.
But then but then I understand also America's feeding these young people, and even though she's a woman, she's not a kid, but they're feeding them that do anything you have to do to get it.
Mhm.
Do anything. It doesn't
Right.
perception that I get. The lawyers, when I saw the two lawyers, I was like, oh Lord. You
Yeah.
know, that what do you call them? I think we used to call them way back that then ambulance chasers, right? Because you know you get a
Shysters.
little bump and it's like, oh my neck, and then here comes the lawyer, and that, you know, I had that kind of feeling, you know. And
Especially the
yeah, the
one
one
that
that
has
has
his
his arm
arm
around
around
her.
her.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
has his arm around her. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, we're gonna make money out of you, and we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
I hope that my feeling about her education is right, and she's not gonna let them take advantage of her. I hope if she's gonna go through all of this, I hope. And also something that was interesting, they said we're not suing. She said I'm not suing him, but when they read the papers from the court or from the whatever it was, it said that they are suing John Doe. Who's John Doe?
That
And then she clammed up. She didn't want to talk about it, you know, because of course, I guess legally she has to draw it out as much as possible, you know.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can only talk about these things in doses if you're smart. So
Yeah.
then it keeps the ball rolling. You can't spit it all out, and then maybe for legal reasons also they can't spit it out. What I'm surprised about is that you haven't heard anything from this guy. Have you seen
Nothing.
anything about him on online?
I haven't seen anything about him. And I've been
That
looking too.
knows
Well,
what
he
what.
didn't, they said that he didn't get fired and that she hadn't reported him, but she posted the video. So, of course, that's where, then those lawyers, that's what I think. She posted the video. She wasn't suing anybody. And I think the lawyers came after her. Like, hey,
Yeah, the ambulance chasers
exactly. Yes.
came after her.
Yes. And I think I think she's a really pretty girl. And I think she could be a great rapper, entertainer.
Well, I don't know so much about rapping to be an expert or to say what's a
Right.
good rapper and what's not a good rapper. And the thing is that you never know what the audience wants. You never know what the audience wants to hear, wants to see. Right now, she's a novelty. So
Yeah.
she has to hit while the iron is hot right now. And even though she says that she's been in the business for a long time and she's been writing and maybe she's been ghostwriting for other people, all of that's very possible. But now is her time to take advantage of this popularity.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what they're doing, of course. It's normal that that's what they would do.
Hmm.
I just think that there's a way to do it and a way to do it, you know.
Hmm.
And they're brave, honey, because I certainly would not be walking out the door in my drawers and a bra. I mean, and much less get on stage. I mean, okay, my strong point were my boobies, and so I dressed accordingly. I had small waist, I had good bust, and that's as far as I went, on a stage. But it was cool. It was classy. It was nothing to be worried that it will come back to bite me later, unless a boob popped out. That
Right.
that could happen. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But yeah, it's a bit shocking for me sometimes
Yeah.
what I see and what I hear.
What she's wearing in some of those videos, what she's wearing in some of her pictures and stuff. I mean, she's really exposed. All I ever did when I was heavy was try to cover up. So I guess you got to kind of admire her for she's pretty brave. Pretty brave.
Well, I just say that she's brave for doing it. I don't admire her for doing it. I
No,
don't,
no,
because I think that you can be you. You can, make your statement. Here I am. This is me. Take it or leave it, and still do it in a whole nother way.
I watched quite a few interviews with her and quite a few news reports and stuff. I just felt like they were just using her. It's like everybody, the newscasters, the lawyers, all these other people, they're just like using her.
I might
And
think that I might think that if she didn't know how to talk, but I don't believe that because she's
yeah,
educated. She's educated. She's not someone that they picked up off a corner. This woman has an education and she knows what's going on
mm,
perfectly. And then she has the stepfather who I think he's as dangerous as the lawyers,
yeah,
that was sitting there. And that's,
yeah,
like push, we're gonna make this money, push, push, push. And then you had this doctor. I don't know if she was a doctor or she's the nurse or who she was there talking. And I'm like, well, this is like a little bit of a shit show. What's going on here? But
mm,
okay, that's their business. If they make money out of it, I just hope that she learns how to pivot with that money she makes and make something for her future,
yeah.
whether she decides to she has a sewing machine. Maybe she should get her own brand of clothes going.
Oh yeah,
Uh, make designs for larger women. Get that money and pivot it and make it into something. She needs to join Arlen's All Access and learn how to triple, dipple the 10 times that money she's gonna make.
exactly. And that's what I suggested. I don't know if you saw my first video, but I told her, I go, you would make a weight loss channel on YouTube. You could be huge, and really blow up.
Well,
Yeah, she needs to be in Arlen's All Access. She
yeah, but
definitely needs to
people
click
are
the
looking
link
for that.
below.
They're looking for that fast money.
But they said
And
she was on the semi-glutide, must be like Ozempic or something like that, and that she
yeah,
lost 80 pounds in 3 months. That is a lot of weight.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But she has to lose a lot of weight before she can even have an operation. So there's
yeah, at least.
there's probably she has to come down to at least what, 300. When did they operate on you?
Yeah, they said that she had to be down to 300. She's at 500 now, so she has to lose another 200 pounds. If she's
Yeah,
doing
so
really good on the medicine, she might not even have to have a surgery. They operated on me. I was 267 pounds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if she can do it without having the operation, fine. When I had my gastric bypass, I didn't even know that I had it. Okay. The only reason I know that I had the operation is because it was televised here in Spain. And I saw obviously the program and I'm like, damn, it's real. They really did. I went into the hospital on Friday and on Monday, I was back at work on my television show.
Oh, so you didn't really feel it?
I didn't feel anything because mine was done with laparoscopia, so I wasn't cut open.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah.
you just have the the 4 or 6 little
Right.
marks, a little bit like a cow, like you stick the things on the cow and then they put the camera in, and it was done that way. So no, I had absolutely no pain, no nothing.
See, mine was done that way, and oh my God, I was in a lot of pain.
Really? Oh,
Oh, it hurt bad.
I had no pain, and as I said, I didn't even realize really until I saw the thing, and I was like remembering, and it was so funny in my show. I had a dress that they had made that had a pull on the side, so as I kept losing weight, to not have to change my dresses all the time, you just pull the belt, and it came like a sash on the side, and that's where how I knew how I was losing weight, you know. And I remember the
Uh-huh.
first time I was trying the meal, I went and got a menu from the Chinese restaurant. So a menu here in Spain is like the first course, the second course, dessert, whatever. That's a menu. And I got a menu, and it took me 4 days to eat that menu because you know you can only eat a few spoonfuls, and when you eat that third spoonful and your body says stop, you will not eat that fourth. You cannot put that in your mouth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'd gone down quite a bit. I had lost like 38, 48 something kilos. I don't know what that is in pounds right now, but the kilos. But the thing is that you never realize when you lose all that weight that you really lost that weight because in your mind you're still heavy. You don't see yourself as thin.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah,
incredible how that works, isn't it? And even though I
it
do,
is.
you know, I still have clothes when I first lost all of that weight because I put weight back on. I didn't go back up so much, but unfortunately, I had a partner who could eat everything. He's like, uh, you know, 2 meters and he can eat everything. He's skinny. And of course, it's like, hey, eat a little bit, you, oh, a little bit, you, oh, here's a little bit. And so before I knew it, I had put on, 15 pounds again. But
Yeah,
now I'm at a stable place and I really don't care. I'm 70. What the hell do I care?
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? I'm not going to suffer through this anymore. I'm having a good time. I can walk, I can dress, I do what I want. And I'm not gonna sweat the small stuff about, oh, I put on 5 pounds. I'm gonna be out
Right,
of here soon, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
right. No, you can have a no. We're gonna live a long, long time, many, many
Well,
years.
I
That's what
mean,
I
soon.
tell.
My mom's 92, so I'm gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, jeez, and she's doing amazing. That's what you said earlier. That the way she's getting around, and that's
Yeah,
what I want to be.
she's get on that plane, Debbie, and come visit. You can do
I,
it.
I
You
can't wait.
know,
Your stories. I mean, Michelle, just listening to you, your stories. I mean, I see your channel being just so huge. People just wanting to hear you and hear your stories. You've
thank you,
lived a
darling.
life that, oh my God, you have lived a life that is just so envious.
I've been very blessed and favored most of my life, including with all the things that people would consider bad things or things that were unfortunate. But I've never made myself um, a person that was the victim, even if I was the victim.
Mm-hmm.
And because I know and I believe in my heart that all of those things will come back, all of those things will clear themselves up, all of those things are, I just found something on one of my pages, and I think it was my Facebook page from some time ago, and it was a picture of me, and it said, "I'm done with explaining to people my side of the story. I don't care. I don't have to explain to you my side of the story.
Right.
If you know me, then you know how my heart is. You know how I am. You know what my philosophy in life is. You know what my intentions are. So if you decide to take it to a whole nother level, that's on you. That's your problem. It's none of my business." And it takes time to get to that point that you don't worry about what people have to say or what people have to think. And if you do take what they think, if you can use it, you use it. And if you can't, you let it go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's got to do, Dink. She's got to, I think, go ahead, strike this while the fire is hot.
Yeah.
Get what you can get out of it. But I say take that and pivot it around. Invest in yourself. A lot of these rappers, these guys like Ice T and Ice Cube, and these guys have degrees. Ice Cube, I think it is, has an engineering degrees. These are not some hottie pot guys off of the corner. They've
Mm.
made a business and then they've turned around and they've invested and they've made more money and they've done it. Jay-Z, all of them.
Yeah.
They got into business. And I hope that she goes that way. That's what I'm hoping she does.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
She could do some amazing things, turning this into a positive. And she has people talking and can, you
Yeah,
know,
but that doesn't last forever unless
yeah.
you have people that are around you that know how to take advantage in a good way
Hmm.
of those things, how to do. So
Right.
really,
Hmm.
I don't sing anymore because a whole new world is coming. I need to get ready for the new world.
Right.
Dank needs to get ready for the new world that's coming. Rap is good and that's gonna, be around, but there's a whole nother thing that's going. Wouldn't it be great if we had Dank and she was a cartoon character and she did rap and that they made a series out of her, go deep with Dank or whatever, and she becomes this cartoon character and she becomes something that young girls can look up to because she got ahead of the game.
Right.
And and if she wants to be in her, one of these, be a superhero.
Oh, I see a reality weight loss show or something.
Be a superhero for our young people.
Exactly. Exactly. She, like I said, she could turn this into such a positive instead of, I mean, I had a poll about whether she should win the lawsuit, how people felt about it, and it was like
Hmm.
96% was like no, she shouldn't win, and 4% were like for her to win the lawsuit. So people don't agree with it. What she the
Well,
lawsuit?
I don't think that, I don't think that there's a lawsuit there personally. I mean, the guy didn't do anything to her. He was
Yeah.
like, my car is not in condition to take you in my car, period. And I don't
Hmm.
see anything wrong with him doing that. She was just in shock and she filmed it and then these two wonderful lawyers found her and said, "Let's do this." But what did this guy do to her that she can sue? Why is it that she thinks she can sue this company? What did they do? They didn't do anything. She didn't tell them that she needed a special car because of her weight.
She
So
has a
starting
certain entitlement attitude. You know, when she walked into the Breakfast Club there, and she's like, she
yeah,
just
you don't have
acted
a
like very
you don't
entitled.
have another chair because that's because she has a chip on her shoulder from all that's
Yeah.
going down and she's put that hard armor on. You
Yeah.
know, I understand that. I don't say that it's right or it's wrong. I'm not in her skin,
Right.
so I don't know what kind of verbal or mental or whatever abuse she has to deal with. But I'm like, the only thing I see is that she can ride this wave while it's going. That she should win something. I don't think that she will win anything, because in my humble opinion, there was nothing done to her.
Right.
You're the one. It's different if you call and you say, I need you to send me an XL, and the car arrives and it's not an XL, and he says, I can't take you, and da da da. She did the homework before,
Mm-hmm.
and she made the reserve before. But that wasn't the case. She ordered a normal car. This guy shows up, sees this 500-pound woman wanting to get into his car, and all he saw was his chassis or whatever breaking in half.
Mm-hmm.
Whether his car was in great condition, maybe his car wasn't even in great condition to be taking her in his car. But I
Right.
didn't see anything in the part that I saw where there's any legal bounds for this. What kind of mental stress and blah 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 and all of this? They always go for all of this BS,
Right.
mental
And
stress and all of that. I mean, come on.
I've seen a lot of Lyft drivers who have said, well, we would have just kept going. They wouldn't have even stopped once they seen her. So at least he
Yeah, of course.
stopped and
The guy was totally educated and nice to her. Come
yeah, I thought
on. I mean, and he was honest. Call for an XL because my car cannot take you.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's
And
saying
he
she
said,
could fit. Okay, maybe you could fit if you squished yourself in there and all of that. But then again, I go back to the point of, would the seatbelt have fit her? Because he's not allowed to drive without her being in the seatbelt. What if
oh
there
right,
was an accident?
right,
So
right.
I really, personally, I don't think she has a leg to stand on. And I hope that her lawyers are like not taking money unless she gets a case and wins a case, that
Yeah,
she's not going to have to pay for these guys out of her pocket,
right, right. I hope so too.
you
I
know?
really hope so, but oh my goodness. It was just, it's sad. It's heartbreaking. I know she's embarrassed. She's angry at the world and herself.
Well, she's embarrassed, but she's the one that took the video and put it up.
Yeah, and she said that this has never happened to her before. And I
Well,
just,
I don't believe that. So I don't
yeah,
believe that at all.
she had that phone
As a
ready.
former fat girl, I'll
Yeah,
believe that. You
yeah.
know, uh, I remember there were times when I wanted to punch out a stewardess for me getting on and sitting in my seat, holding my breath to get that damn seatbelt on before she comes running down the aisle with the extension on. Ma'am, do you need an extension? Hollering through the whole damn plane, I'm in row 30. Here she comes from row one.
Oh,
So, and I mean, I wasn't even a quarter of the size of her. So, I mean, come on, don't tell me that crap about it's never happened. That's, that's just not logically, scientifically possible.
right, right, right. Exactly. She says she calls for him all the time. So you know it's had to happen.
Of
And
course.
she do to order an XL. She says she didn't set it up, but
Well, she knew to
just
take
the
that
camera
camera
went.
out. She knew to take that camera out and tape, didn't she?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what you do.
Just because she said she seen the look on his face that he
I
was
saw the
making
look
face.
on his I saw the look on his face, and maybe he made a face before she got the camera out, but that's
Mhm.
still not a reason to sue somebody,
Right,
play with their livelihood if that's the case, get him fired if that's the case,
right.
and get it to be all over, television and the internet and you know um She should have thought about that. So that she's embarrassed? No. That she has an incredible chip on her shoulder? Of course she does. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we'll have to watch and see how it plays out. And
Hmm.
maybe, maybe now after her turn comes, then he will show up, depending if he's legal,
Hmm.
because that could be another reason why he's totally off the map because of all of the situation that's going on in America with illegals and this and that, and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
so it could be the reason why you're hearing absolutely nothing from him, uh, which is just the sad state of affairs. I mean, I really, I can't say I don't recognize America because I do. That's why I left. You know, I had a friend of my girlfriend, the father of my girlfriend, called me a black witch when I was 15, and I took him to court. Even though I knew
Okay.
I would not win, I wanted to shame him. So I went to court and I took him to
Good.
court. Oh yeah. I don't play those games from a long time ago. From a long
Wow.
time ago. And I've been all over the world and I get along pretty much with everybody. So I mean I can only remember one time of having um maybe maybe two times, being on the when I got to Spain, there weren't a lot of black people here. So you had a few Africans, but there weren't a lot of black people, and you didn't see women. And on top of that, I was very visual because I worked at television and all of these kinds of things. So I remember being on the bus that takes you from the plane, and a little girl watching me, and she kept watching, and she was huddled into her mom and watching me and watching me. And I stuck my hand out to her and I said, "Go ahead, touch me. Go ahead. It's not going to come off. Touch me." And the mother was just, oh no. I said, "Let her. She is only reacting to what she hears you say at home.
Oh.
She's only reacting to what she hears you say on the television. Look
Oh
at
yeah.
those monkeys. Look at this. Look at that." And she's curious. "Come here and touch me, honey." And then afterwards, she smiled and she was fine. And, life goes on. And then
Hmm.
another time, one old lady, it was so funny. Um, we parked in front of the parking, a garage parking, private, but I was in the car. So if they were going to come out, I could move the car. And so, lo and behold, the father of my daughter had to go run and do something. And so, of course, they wanted to come out. And so I said, "Just a moment, ma'am." I got out to go around and move the car. And this old lady, she had to be in her 80s or something. She says to me, "Go back to your country, Kunta Kinte."
Oh my
And
God.
I said, "Abuela, who taught you how to say that stuff?" But that was the time when Roots was very popular here.
Oh
So I
yeah.
said, "Abuela, who told you to say that? Who taught you how to say that?" So I was laughing. My daughter's father was livid. He was ready to fight, and I was like, "Come on." Laugh at that shit. She's 80 years old. She's been watching that on television. The slaves just arrived. Roots was big here. And that's the only thing she could think of because I'm probably the first black person she's ever seen close
Hmm.
up. So
Hmm.
yeah, you got to take these situations and try to deal with it, and try to make the positive out of it. Or everything that happens, we got to try and make the positive come out of it, even when we think it's negative and it's a failure. And I don't believe in that word, because it's either a lesson or a blessing.
Hmm.
And did you learn a lesson? Okay, then go on. If it repeats again, that means you didn't learn a lesson,
Hmm.
and that's why you're not getting the blessing. And I'm guilty of it also. I mean, it happens to me. I have to sometimes fight to remember to be, positive, and that I know it will be taken care of, you know. But yeah, let's pray for Dag, honey. Let's pray
Yeah.
for her. Come on,
Yes.
Dag. Dag, give us a call, girl. You need
Yeah.
somebody that's outside your group to talk with your butt. You need to talk
As
with some
farmers,
women that been through this stuff.
right?
you know. And
Exactly.
I'm a singer. I'm an artist. Then call me, girl.
Oh
Contact me.
yeah.
Tell your people to contact my people.
Yes. If you want. good
And then
life
we'll get
advice.
Debbie to bake us some chocolate chip without sugar and without fat cookies.
Yes, if she wants great life advice, you will get the best advice from the Michele McCain experience.
Oh, thank you,
Broadway
honey.
star.
Oh God. I'm just somebody's mother and daughter, girl, at this point in life.
You're amazing and you
And
know
it's
it.
okay. Well, I think we're all amazing. Everybody. Everybody has something that's amazing. We're all here. We're all still here, girl.
Yes, we
We're
are.
all still here. That's amazing.
We ain't done yet.
We I
That's
mean,
my motto.
I remember the first time I met you 6 months ago, and the person that you are today, it has nothing to do with her. You have gone leaps and bounds. You have done so much. You have achieved so much apart from the weight loss, apart that you still go and work out and go take your swimming things, and you're here battling with your channel to make it work and to bring positive stuff to people. Come on, girl. You're amazing. What, are you kidding me?
Oh, I love you.
I love you too, twin. You know that.
Yeah, my twin. I tell other people I have
Twin.
a Broadway star calls
Where
me
have
her
you been? Well, all
Right.
right, my darling. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm glad that we finally got to do this.
Yes, we'll
And
have to do more. We'll have
yeah,
to
here's
do
to here's to many more.
more. Hmm.
Here's
When
to
we're
many
counting our
more.
millions together.
Well, I probably won't have any millions because I spend it all. My daughter says to me, Mom, you never have money, but you always have money. How do you do that? And I said, I have a good relationship with money. Money comes, I say hi. Money goes, I say bye. And then see you next one, see you next time. And that's how I think about money. And that's it. That's how I think about money. We're friends.
Oh,
I don't have to hold it. Don't go. No, don't go. No. Go. Where you gotta go? You need
I
it.
love
Gotta pay
I
it here.
love
You gotta do
spending
here.
money.
Yeah.
Love
When I
spending
have
money.
when I have it, I spend it, and if I don't have it, I don't spend it. I don't.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
you
Same
know,
here.
it's okay.
Hmm.
It's okay. Anyway,
Okay.
darling, you get some rest if you can.
You
Well, it's early.
too.
It's daytime there. Now, I'm going to probably make some tea and get comfortable and get ready for tomorrow. See what
Yeah.
tomorrow brings.
Yep. Okay. Thank you so much. Love
You're so
you.
welcome, my darling. Love you too.
Bye bye.
Buenas noches.